working on Sunday? What's going on, guys? Yes, I'm working on Sunday. These are extenuating circumstances. As any of you that have seen my shorts and stuff and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and if you don't, go to Facebook and search Big South Outdoors TV and follow me, and the same thing on Instagram. But anyway, Flossie's in the hospital. She took a bad fall and she broke her right arm, her right humerus, and we're having to kind of work around that. Nate is not with me right now. He's at home babysitting Baron, and we're going to go up there a little later this afternoon, and she may be released to come home tomorrow. Thank you, Jesus, she did not have to have surgery. They were thinking she was going to, but after reevaluating the break, they decided that surgery was not necessary. But it's going to be a long, difficult road, guys, no doubt about it, but we'll get through it. But anyway, where I'm going now, I never film on, and the reason why is because it is a commercial business, and the establishment asked me not to film during business hours because of the amount of license tags there are in the parking lot with the cars, and they don't want to invade their patients' privacy, and I get that. So anyway, they are closed today. So we're going to go and get you some footage of doing that because I never get to do it any other time. So y'all stick around. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for coming and checking out my channel. My name is Brian. My son's name is Nate, but he's not here right now. But be sure, if you like the content, be sure to leave a like. If you like the channel, be sure and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. It helps the channel out and helps the channel grow and helps the channel with the YouTube algorithm. So y'all do that. I'll come back in. I'll bring you guys back when we're pulling into the parking lot. Y'all stick around. All right, guys, I wasn't filming, but I almost had an accident, and I wanted to address something real quick. I had a lady pull out in front of me on country road. I was doing about 58 miles an hour in a 55, and she felt the need to pull out in front of me. I don't know why. Some people are just stupid. I mean, I'm not trying to be ugly. I don't want to be canceled. I'm just saying, in the heat of the moment, they're not thinking. But she pulled out in front of me, and instead of going on down the road, she did what my dad used to call played pudding. And what I mean by that is you pull out in front of somebody and you go pudding, pudding, instead of mashing the gas and going on getting out of their way. Well, I had to literally stand on the Clifford's brake to stop in time to keep from hitting her in the rear end. And I had a clear shot, and instead of trying to avoid an accident, I just jerked over in the left lane and went on around her because I was in a passing zone. And she gave me the funniest look, and I'm like, don't give me that look, you're the one that pulled out in front of me. But I said all that to say this: if you are going down the road or you're about to pull out on the road and you see a pickup with a big trailer behind it, or a semi or a bus or anything of that nature, wait for them to go by. Don't put their life and your life in danger. That is not a smart thing to do. That is today's public service announcement from Big South Outdoors TV. All right, boys and girls, we are here, and it is, parking lot is empty. That's a good thing. So all right, guys, let me show you what we got going on here. walk down here, and I've already pulled some weeds. I've got to cut this rascal right here off. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, got to cut this rascal here out, and you want to be careful with that, because you see those thorns right there? Yeah, they hurt. But I'll lay this on the trailer for right now, and I'll pick it up and put it in the dumpster when we blow off the parking lot. But basically what I got to do, guys, you see that area, that curb over there? I've got to edge that. Then I've got to weed eat around those parking signs. And I'm not going to cut anything. I am going to take the weed eater around these signs and hit the high spots, but it doesn't need cutting right now. We do this job every week, so you know it really doesn't need cutting right now. We keep this on about 3 inches, so that's what we're looking at. So I'm gonna get everything out and get started. Give you a helpful tip. Let me cut this off. When you're doing edging that you've never done before, it's always best to use a stick edger. When you get it done and you've got your nice groove cut, then you can use a string trimmer after that. String trimmers are actually faster, but when you're dealing with overgrown curbing, it's better to use a stick edger. All right, guys, I got the equipment loaded. I wanted to take you real quick and show you a close-up of the edging that I did. Is that the main focus of this video? No, but you know, it is a focal point of the job. So here we go right here. Now this grass had grown over to where it was hanging about right here, and that's why I went ahead and edged it. You see that nice thick groove I cut? And I did the same thing here. Now, I said in the beginning I wasn't going to mow, but the more I looked as I edged, I saw how many dandelions and other stuff was sticking up in here, and I decided to go ahead and run the mower anyway. That way it's done. I ain't got to worry about it all week long. You know, when Flossie's home and we're more focused on taking care of her. So this is a job that's done. So I'll see you guys back in the truck. Filming equipment in. All right, that's everything. Wipe my face off, get this sweat off. All right. Phew. This wasn't the job, but it's 95 degrees out here, something like that, and it's hot and it's humid. But anyway, guys, I don't normally work on Sundays, but with Flossie coming home and as busy as we are, I wanted to go ahead and get this one done, and because they're closed. And I took this opportunity to do it on Sunday because they are closed, and I can get you guys some footage of how we do on this property. So anyway, that's going to do it. Be sure and click the like button and the subscribe button, guys. As I said in the beginning, it really helps the channel grow. It helps with the channel with the algorithm of YouTube. So if you would, and if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe. This is Brian with Big South Outdoors TV, reminding you to live big, live southern, and live outdoors. Until the next one, guys, have a good one.